Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're watching. Welcome to another edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. I'm a retired New York City police detective with 20 years of law enforcement. And if you like all things true crime related from a police perspective, please hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll get all things DutyRon when I go live or upload another video. And guys, today I'm going to talk about the Gabby Petito Memorial Service that took place today in Long Island in Holbrook in Suffolk County. But before I get into that, I want to just say a special thank you to my Patreon supporters, my channel members, and all the folks who positively interact in this community. It's because of you great folks that make this Crime Time with DutyRon a really great place to be. It's not only educational, but it's also a family where you can get together, ask questions, and feel comfortable. So I want to say thank you to the moderators and everyone who supports this community through your positive engagement. And I can't overemphasize how important the positive engagement is. In this day and age where we have internet bullies and people who are all over the place on the internet, it's a really important thing to have such a great community like this. And I salute you guys and I say thank you. So as you guys all know, I did a video yesterday and I said that I was going to use my best judgment on filming or doing video at the Gabby Petito Memorial. As you all know, I decided not to do any filming or videoing. I did some shorts that I uploaded, some little short stories on YouTube from the outside of the Maloney Funeral Home in Holbrook. I hope you guys go over to my YouTube channel and look at that on my community page. But that was the extent of what I felt comfortable with. It was about respect and um, giving our condolences. And I traveled with my good neighbor and good friend, Diane B., who's here in the chat. She took the ride with me out to Holbrook. And I met a couple of folks out there from the old Periscope days. Dami, New York City was there. A couple of other folks came up to me and said, "Hey, are you DutyRon? I see you on YouTube." So a lot of people who were there to pay respects recognized me and came over and said hello. So to those people who I met today, I say thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your support. And also, I enjoyed the one-on-one conversation in person out at the funeral home in the parking lot. We had to wait for about an hour and a half or so, maybe more. We got there about 10:30, 10:40 in the morning. Diane and we stood on the line until about 12:30. They started letting us in about 12:30, and we got to get in there and pay our respects to the Petito and Schmidt family. I also had the honor and pleasure to have a conversation, although it was very short, with Jen from Red, White, and Bethune. She was there with her service dog, and I said a few kind words to her and just kept it moving. But I did talk to Gabby's mom, Nicole. I spoke to her father, Joe. I also spoke and embraced with her stepdad, Jimmy Schmidt. What wonderful, wonderful people who held themselves in such grace with such a devastating loss. And I want to say they were so at peace with what happened. And it was just an amazing outpouring of love from the general public. The people who waited for hours in line just to go in there. And I just can't overemphasize how beautiful that moment was. Just to take a look around and see the people, young, old, and everything in between. There was an older gentleman in a wheelchair or in a like one of those walkers, and he was sitting down. I offered him to get out of the sun and into the shade. There was folks from all walks of life there, and it was really heartwarming to see that. So I hope that each and every one of you got a chance to go on to WFLA. I'm saying it right, WFLA. JB did some coverage, and I believe Channel 7 did some coverage. And I understand that some of the folks saw me going up and through the funeral home. There was a live camera inside. It was one of the first times I've ever seen that. But I thought it was important for all of you guys to get to see the support and the love in there. So thank you so much for the super love. Santa Elise Holth Johnson, thank you so much for the $50. I appreciate that. Thank you for that super chat. And there was another one that scrolled by, so let me go back and see if I still have that. There it is. Elizabeth M. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I greatly appreciate that. So everyone's putting up on there, Justice for Gabby. Hello, Matty Boy, Sully, Texas Life, Julie. Thank you for joining. Ramona, it was great to see you. This is going to be a short live stream. I'm just going to play a couple of the words that were spoken on by Gabby's dad and stepdad. I didn't see this. We're going to be watching it together for the first time. I'm sure that some of you have seen this, but I was waiting outside of the funeral home to enter when they did this. So I'm going to watch it for the first time with you guys. It's not like crystal clear and in HD, but it's pretty good. And I want to hear what they had to say. So I'm going to be listening in for the first time with you guys. So if you could put some heart emojis and some prayers in the chat when we listen to this. And I'm going to do this because I haven't heard it myself. So I'm going to share that screen. You know me, I'm technologically challenged. So let's listen to this. This is Joe and Jimmy Schmidt, Joe Petito here. Right here is Joe Petito, and then Jim Schmidt, her stepdad. They're going to be speaking at the podium, and this is right in front of her remains. She was cremated. Those are her remains right there at the in the middle of this arrangement right here. You guys can see it in the middle of your screen. So I'll play that for you guys.
Normally I talk from the hip, but I had to put the points together so I don't kind of detract when I want to get out there. First, I would like to thank everybody for coming out, showing your respect for Gabby. But I don't want you guys to be sad, to be honest with you. Gabby didn't live that way. That wasn't her way. Matter of fact, if you knew Gabby, she was always a pretty happy girl. People would gravitate towards her. Her nature was always to smile and treat everybody kind. So she always made people feel welcome. She always made sure that she made time for people. Didn't matter who you were. She always treated people with respect. It really didn't matter. She cared. She genuinely cared, and that's how people would always, would always come up to her and just sit and talk, and it would take forever to get her out of places. So it really is wild to see, what has happened. Gabby, growing up, she always had those blue eyes, right? Those ridiculous blue eyes, and you couldn't keep her in trouble. Like, you would ground her, and she'd start crying, and I fold. When I see a lady cry, I fold. If a guy cries, I don't care. But if I see a female cry, especially my daughter, I fold like a deck of cards. It's bad. So she'd be crying. She actually would just do that on purpose, just so I would take her off ground. It's like, yeah. So, and it worked. But she was great. It didn't matter. She always wanted to go out and do stuff, whether it was scuba diving with her, with her uncle, myself, or hiking the Appalachian Trail, if surfing sand dunes in Colorado, which, by the way, I'm letting you all know I'm jealous of. You will see me do that. I'm going to fall a lot, but I'm going to try, because she had some wild experiences that I could only wish that I could experience. It's just wild, the stuff that she was doing, and to see that type of joy that brought her, and the stones it took to do that at such a young age. Now, that's something I want you to take a look at these pictures, and I want you to be inspired by that. That's what we're looking for. That's something that I want to see. If there's a trip that you guys want to take it now. Do it now while you got the time. If there's a relationship that you're in that might not be the best thing for you. Leave it. Now, we've got more emails of men and women doing that. Taking care of themselves first. Take care of themselves first. And watching that happen and seeing that type of inspiration, an email we got from a young lady that her child, who was 11 years old, wants to travel the country like Gabby did in a van. She's making her kids, making her parents take her to the, I forgot the Golden Arches.
Arches National.
Arches, here it is. And so it's just wild stuff that she's inspired people to do. You know, Gabby is the most amazing person I've ever met. So if you're going to leave here today, I'm asking that you guys be inspired by the way she treated people, all people. Love knows no gender. Love knows no bounds. She didn't care. She genuinely loved people. It didn't matter. So when you leave here today, be inspired by what she brought to the table. Because the entire planet knows this woman's name now. And she's inspired a lot of women and a lot of men to do what's best for them first. Put yourself first. And do it now while you have the time. I couldn't be more proud as a father. So, best, just to be clear, Gabby had 4 parents. They weren't step parents. She had 4 parents that genuinely loved her as if she was her own. And this man is one.
It's hard to see behind us, but I still see Gabby as this. The world sees this, but like Joe said, this is what I see. This is when I got to be blessed to know Gabby. You all got to see our extended family, the Firehouse family, come through here, and that's what we do. We do funerals, fortunately, and we're good at it. I've done them throughout my career. I've written eulogies. I planned these funerals. And not one of them could ever have planned or prepared me for this moment. My grandmother told me that she's going to be 100 next month when we buried my mom earlier this year. Parents aren't supposed to bury their children. This is not how life is supposed to work. But it is an unfortunate reality. I spent a good portion of my life working and trying to earn money to provide for our family and our kids to give them the best life. And Gabby, at 22 years old, helped teach me that you can always make money, but you can't make up for lost time. Gabby loved life and lived her life every single day. Every day that I still see her as this child, lived her life. She is an example for all of us to live by, to enjoy every moment in this beautiful world as she did. Love and give love to all like she did. Gabby had a tattoo on her arm that read, "Let It Be." The title of a song from a band she loved. The beautiful thing about music is it can mean so many different things to so many different people. There's a verse from that song that speaks to me. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer. Let it be. It's okay to mourn for Gabby. It's okay to feel sorrow and pain. But we want to celebrate her and how she lived her life. We need to hold on to all those wonderful memories we shared with her, because that will be the answer. Let it be.
Right. Let it be.
I'm never short of words, but I've been up for days, weeks now with this. And the love and support from everybody, from all across the world, is absolutely amazing. And we We thank all of you for remembering her and celebrating her, because this is what it is. It's about celebrating a beautiful person and a beautiful soul. And although there is a lot of evil and wrong in the world, there is more good. And there's a lot of good people out there. And they're all in this room right now. They're all across the world. And they're with us all. I love you all.
Not a dry eye in that place. Well, how emotional. How beautiful.
Hey, gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing. And we just thank you for letting us get to know Gabby. What an amazing woman she was. And it's safe to say that she's touched all of us, not just here in this chapel today, but everyone across the country and in the world. And so I'd like to just share with you the poem that's on the back of her prayer card. Do not grieve for me, for I am free. I am traveling a path the Lord has taken me. Be not burdened with times of sorrow. I wish for you the sunshine of tomorrow. Perhaps my time seemed too brief. Do not lengthen it with undue grief. Lift up your hearts and share with me the memories that will always be. And we just thank you for again, letting us get to know Gabby and sharing this time with the community and letting us come together as a community to grieve her loss, but also celebrate her life. And so with that, at this time, we're going to be opening the doors to the public. We will be putting the stanchions in the front here so that there's a nice flow of people coming in. If anyone needs anything at all, our entire staff is here for you. So please don't hesitate to ask for anything that you need. And we thank you again for coming, and you're going to continue to stay in our hearts and in our prayers in the days, weeks, and months to come. So thank you.
Okay. That was unbelievably powerful. The messages that both dads, he said they have 4 parents. It wasn't, they don't call each other stepmom, stepdad. This is just a testament to how beautiful of a family the Petito Schmidt family, how close knit they are, and how they came together at a moment of tragedy and a moment of horror. I didn't get to hear or see that because, as you heard the funeral director state, the public is outside. We were all outside. That was private family moment that they chose to have private, and I get it. I get it 100%. But that was the first time I saw that, because I didn't watch any of the media or the news. And it was tear jerking to hear those 2 men, her dads, say such beautiful words about such a young, beautiful woman and a beautiful soul. So it just adds to this personalization. It just shows us, it opens us up into the soul and who the real person was behind what we're all seeing and everyone's talking about. Gabby Petito, she was kind to everybody. She was respectful. So we get to learn more. Again, I was there outside, so I wasn't able to see some of this, but I'm going to fast forward this a little bit to some of the people coming in. And I think there was a section that caught me, along with Diane, my neighbor across the street, coming across. And let me see if I get that. I'm not sure if I remember the time. I think this is around the time. So these are some of the people who were coming in to pay respects. Let's see if I can add this. I'm pretty sure. Let me see if this is the right time. For those of you who were saying that the FBI still had her remains, she was cremated in, I believe, in Wyoming. Her dad brought her home Thursday or Friday of this week. I don't know the exact date, but she was cremated, and her urn was right at the center mantle with all the flowers. It was a beautiful gold urn that her remains were in. So those of you who were stating in the chat earlier that the FBI, that her body was still being held, that is not true. The family cremated her remains and brought them home, and they're here in Long Island where she was born. So I'm going to play just a little bit more of this. I think it was around the 134 mark. I'm not sure, but I'm going to let some of it play. They were letting 20 of us in at a time. So, yeah, there was 20 of us at a time allowed to come in. So, I think this is the part. I think someone told me 134. Dawn posted a good YouTube stream that showed you and Diane at least a few minutes. Okay. I'm not sure if I got it right here, but I think this was the time. Who knows? Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. But anyways, it was beautifully done. Let me get back to me here. I had it set up, but of course I lost it. I had it in the queue, but in typical DutyRon fashion, I screwed it up. I don't know where it is, and it's like buffering but anyways, I mean, it was a beautifully done service. The way they did this service was it was great, and to see the to see Jen from Red, White, and Bethune come in with her service dog and pay her respect. She stayed a long time. She was there a long time, and to see her there and to get to say a few words to her was just unbelievable. I wrote down 134, and I thought, if my memory served me correct, I thought that was the time. But who knows? I'm old. I don't get this stuff right all the time. But we were right in the first grouping, like the first or one or two groups that went in. I just want to see if I got it wrong. Maybe it was 124. I don't know, but I did feel honored that we were able to get to speak, with Gabby's mom, her and Joe and Jimmy, and just to see the family. It just was. It was really great to be able to pay respects and to do it, and then to do it with dignity, and then just leave, get in the car and go. I mean, the news media was there and they were trying to interview people. I kind of just sidestepped them because, I didn't think, there was so many news outlets there. I mean, if you guys would have seen the amount of news folks that were just, they were just, they were, I think I found it. I see my big fat head. I think this is me. I'm not sure. Yeah, it is. There I am. I found DutyRon's fat head. Now I'm talking to her mom right now, right here in the middle. But yeah, she gives me a big hug here. And I just offered her some condolences. We talked about EquiSearch and how they were ready. Here comes Diane coming through. And there's Big DutyRon. I did find it. It was at the 134 mark. So at that point, I had just gotten to speak to Nicole, Gabby's mom, And this was the gentleman I was referring to in the walker that was having a hard time with the heat. And I offered him to sit down because there's like a little thing to sit there. He was having a tough time, but he's standing right before the her remains are in a gold urn right there. So and then I double backed and went back to talk to Joe, and I got to speak with Joe pretty much right here. These guys walk by, and then I think I go back to talk to Joe, who's standing right in the middle. Yeah, I went back and I grabbed Joe here. This is, you're gonna see this pretty good. And so we shook hands and we talked a little bit. And we talked about EquiSearch because I was back and forth with him on direct message. And just quick, short to the point. And just a nice interaction, you know. So, and then I hooked around, and then I saw Jen in the back of the room, and then I spoke with her, and then I went and spoke to Jimmy at the end. But that was the day. Very emotional, very draining. It was hot, and you know, with Diane, and she was helping me out with holding things, and you know, holding my glasses so I didn't lose them. Thank you, Carrie, for the super chat. Thank you, DutyRon, for all you do. You're truly one of a kind. Justice for Gabby. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Carrie. Appreciate that. Again, this was a day of respect and to pay homage to the loss of Gabby Petito. I think, you know, there was potentially, from what I saw, thousands of people there, which was amazing in itself. Everybody was acting, you know, respectful. People were waiting quietly online, but sharing thoughts and theories. And there was chatter about a lot of different things. And a lot of people came over to me and said, "Hey, you know, you're that DutyRon guy, aren't you? You're on YouTube." And I had some awesome conversations with some people, but everybody was from the surrounding area. So, yeah, going and paying respect was important. Again, no videoing. I made a command decision not to do any videotaping because it didn't seem appropriate. I told you guys I was going to go there and give it my gut feeling, give you what I felt was my gut feeling. I took a 25-second video outside and posted it on Instagram, and that was it. That's all I did. And I took some still photos outside. You know, again, they live streamed the whole inside viewing. You know, well, there was no viewing. It was just her urn, her remains in an urn. Hush Puppy SA, thank you for the super love. Hello to Glenda Sully. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And thank you to everyone who's putting those kind words. Pete Pranzo and Richella were also in attendance. Joe Murray and Angela. Ange was there. Joe Murray and Ange. Lieutenant Pete Pranzo and his better half, Richella. They were there. And it was just, it was a great YouTube showing. A lot of people from YouTube came out. My good friend Dom from Suffolk County, he showed up. Lee, thank you for the super chat. Rest in peace, Gabby, sweetheart. Tears from around the world tonight. Gabby has become not only the America's daughter, but the daughter of the world, if you will. Retired Sergeant Melinda says, "Love you all so much. Thank you all so much for sharing Gabby's service with the world, especially the parents. They will forever be family to all of us." Well said, Retired Sergeant Melinda. Thank you for that. Awesome, awesome statement. Appreciate that. Somebody said, what did I see? "I'm so proud to see so many people fight for justice for Gabby." Yes, absolutely. So again, it was a very, very emotional day. And you know, for me, it was all about paying your respect, and then moving on. And that's what we did. Diane and I got there at 10:30, 10:40 in the morning. And then by 1:20, we were gone. 1:20 in the afternoon. Don't forget, we did not get into the funeral home until 1:25, 1:30-ish. By the time we got in there, I think. And then, and then by so within an hour, we were in and out and gone and driving home. So, I thought that it was important that we brought this, at least that I brought my perspective of what I saw. And I saw nothing but fire department, volunteer fire department personnel from around Long Island and outside of the general area come in dress uniform, because her dad, Jimmy Schmidt, is also a volunteer fireman, longtime fireman in Blue Point, Long Island. And there was hundreds, or maybe even arguably thousands, of volunteer firemen and women that were there paying respects in full uniform. So again, people from all walks of life were there and just paying respects to the family, and just showing up for Gabby. Joe Murray, great to see you. Thank you for joining. Guys, if you're new, please let me know. If you're new, first time on this live stream, let me know where you're watching. And I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers and all the folks who are here, who positively interact and show respect. Those of you who are showing respect, which is a great, overwhelming majority of us, I tip my cap to you. Thank you. Thank you for that super sticker as well, KB. Greatly appreciated. Carol, loving Alaska, always great to see you. Heidi Lee, always a pleasure to have you here in the live stream. It's really great to see you, Heidi Lee, my good friend. Thank you for always being here. Nancy, Eileen, and everybody, excellent to have you guys here. Joe Murray comes in with the $5 super chat, and he said, we had an opportunity to speak to Joe Petito for a couple of minutes, and I am just humbled by this man. He is in a good place, at peace, amazingly. Thank you for sharing that, Joe. I know that you did have some words with him. Joe says, DutyRon, yes, it was great to see so many of us in our Class A uniforms. Yes, it was awesome. I took many still photos of you guys and girls outside outside of the funeral home. So appreciate that. For those of you who know me and that know me well, a great portion of the revenue that comes from these live streams with Gabby Petito will be put in the right place. For those of you who know me, you know what I'm talking about. The money generated from a great deal of these live streams will go towards whatever's best for the family. That Johnny Mac Fund has a donation button. I share it in every one of my links and every one of my descriptions. So I encourage you guys to go over there and support this family by sending donations to them. They're going to need it, and they're going to put it in a good place, and they're going to use it properly. So I've already made a donation on behalf of this channel to that fund, and I intend to make another one at the end of the month. So it is great that everyone's here tonight at 9:30 p.m. I am going to have two professional drone operators from EquiSearch Midwest. That's the shirt that I'm wearing right here, EquiSearch Midwest. I'm going to have two professional drone operators tonight to discuss an educational live stream on drone searches and the search for Brian Laundrie. We're going to talk about that tonight, 9:30 p.m. I hope you guys will join us. It's only going to be about 40 minutes, and we're going to go over some of the technology on these drones and how great they are in assisting the search for Brian Laundrie. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Please make sure you when I scheduled the live, you make sure you set the reminder bell so you don't miss it. Again, EquiSearch Midwest, Black Rose 11. Thank you for being here. It's time to get to work. We have laid and have given proper service to Gabby Petito, and now it's time to get back to work. We need to find Brian Laundrie if he's still alive and able to be brought to justice. He needs to be found sooner than later. So 9:30 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to set up a live stream. You guys get on over there and watch. I encourage you guys to go on over to Police Off the Cuff. He is live probably right now, just going live. So I'm going to end this broadcast. But tonight, thank you, Lillian Gale, sending prayers to her family. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Much appreciated and greatly, greatly respected. So, Princess Michelle is here too. Thank you, Princess Mitch. Always great to see you. A very sad story. A very sad story. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. So, yes, I like it. I like it. RDNAC says, find that scumbag. Yes, absolutely. He needs to be found and brought to justice if alive. All right, guys, as I always end the live streams, I like to say, God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. And God bless each and every one of us here in the chat and all victims of crime and their family, but especially Gabby Petito's family tonight as they still mourn and always will mourn the loss of their daughter, 22-year-old Gabby Petito, at the hands potentially of Brian Laundrie. Guys, I will see you tonight, 9:30. We will do a roll call then. No roll call today. I got to get going. Go over to Police Off the Cuff and check out his live stream. He is live right now. I encourage every one of you that is here, 2,300 or so, go on over to Police Off the Cuff and check out his live stream tonight. I encourage you to check out what he's got going on. Bill is full of really good stuff, and I want you guys to go over and support him. All right. Speak to you soon. Thank you for joining, and good night.